25. Listen carefully. A circular coil of 20 turns and radius 10 centimeter is placed in a uniform magnetic field of 0.10 T normal to the plane of the coil. If the current in the coil is 5 ampere, what is the first? Total torque on the coil, total force on the coil, average force on each electron in the coil due to the magnetic field, and given the coil is made of copper wire of cross sectional area 10 to the power minus 5 meter square, and the free electron density in copper is given to be about 10 to the power 29 per meter cube. And student, question number 25. So first of all, now I am going to write the value which is given, and here question number 25, and its value is given, that is what, number of turns, that is what, 20, and radius of the which type of coil, circular coil, radius, that is what, 10 centimeter. 10 centimeter can be written as 10 into 10 to the power minus 2 meter, is placed in a uniform magnetic field. Magnetic field which is given 0.10 T normal to the plane of the coil. If the current in the coil I, that is what, 5 ampere, what is the first? Total torque on the coil. Second, total force on the coil. And third, that is what, C part, average force on each electron. Average force on each electron. And student, number of turns of the circular coil 20, radius of the coil circular 10 centimeter, magnetic field, and this circular coil given it is, listen carefully, this circular coil is placed in a uniform magnetic field normal to the plane of the coil. It means what? If the plane is, suppose that circular coil is kept in this manner, so direction of magnetic field, that is what, perpendicular to this. So plane is what, kept perpendicular to what, or suppose that coil is kept in this manner, current is flowing either clockwise or anti-clockwise. Suppose that loop is kept in this direction, so direction of magnetic field is what, perpendicular to this one. See, in both the cases, if you draw a area vector, direction of area vector is outward drawn on a given area. So if you draw a area vector, direction of the area vector on a circular loop which is perpendicular to it, and direction of area vector is in the direction of magnetic field, or if the loop is kept in this manner, so if you draw area vector, outward drawn normal. So direction of area vector and direction of magnetic field. What is area vector? Area vector is a vector and its direction is outward drawn normal on a given area element. So circular current loop is placed normal to the direction of the magnetic field. It means normal drawn on the given circular loop whose direction, normal drawn on the given circular current loop, so direction of the area vector is in the direction of magnetic field. So it means what, angle between the area vector and the magnetic field, that is what, 0. So here theta, that is what, 0. So theta, and we know the torque, that is what, torque that is NIAB sin theta. And student, or we can write it IA cross B, but here angle is given, that is what? Here angle between A and B, that is what? 0 degree. So that is what? NIAB sin 0 degree, sin 0, that is what? 0. So torque on the loop, that is what? 0. And this is the first answer. So torque, that is what? 0. Torque comes out to be 0. And this loop is placed, this current loop is placed into the uniform magnetic field. And already I have explained to you that when any current loop is placed into the uniform magnetic field, net force on the loop, that is what? 0. So force will also be what? 0. And we have to find force on each electron. And you know that when a charged particle enters into the uniform magnetic field, it experiences a what? Force. And this force, average force on each electron, and you know that formula F, that QVB, but here electron, so EVB. And student, also area of loop is given, cross sectional area. This coil is made of a bar of cross sectional area 10 to the power minus 5 meter square and free electron density, number of electron per unit volume, that is what? Which is given 10 to the power 29 meter minus 3. So we know that relation I equal to what? NEA VD. So here drift velocity of electron. So put the value of VD in this equation. So VD comes out to be that is what? VD can be written as I by what? NEA. So put the value in this equation and it comes out to be that. So F can be written as student E. In place of VD we put I upon NEA. I upon NEA and B, that is what? Magnetic field. And put the value. Charge on electron, we know that 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19. Current, that is what? 5 ampere. Magnetic field, that is what? 0.10 T. Number of electron per unit volume 10 to the power 29. And area, that is what? And student, this is no need of writing. Here E cancel out. So that is what? We have to find I, that is what? 5. This will be written. And number of electron which is written, that is what? N, that is 10 to the power 29. And A, that is given 10 to the power minus 5. And student, this will be written as 5.5. One decimal if you put here 1050. So that will be what? 0.50. And this will be 10 to the power 29 minus. So it comes 24. 24 when it comes to what? 24. And student, it can be written as 5.0 into 10 to the power minus 25. So average force on each electron, that is what? This Newton. F equal to 5 into 10 to the power minus 25 Newton. And next question, student. A solenoid, question number 26. A solenoid 60 centimeter long and radius 4 centimeter has a 3 layers of binding of 300 turns each. A solenoid 60 centimeter long, length of the solenoid, that is what? Length of the solenoid 60 centimeter, and this is question number 26. Length of the solenoid, that is what? 60 centimeter, and radius, that is what? Radius of solenoid, that is what? 4 centimeter. Has number of layers, that is 300. Number of layers, that is what? 3. And the number of turns contains each layer. Number of turns contains each turn, which is 300. A solenoid 60 centimeter long and of radius 4 centimeter, has 3 layers of binding, and each turn contains 300 turns. A 2 centimeter long wire, length of wire, suppose that here we have taken, that is what? L1, 2 centimeter. A 2 centimeter long wire, mass 2.5 gram. Mass of this wire, that is what? 2.5 gram. Lies inside the solenoid near its center, normal to the axis. It means what? Suppose that this is the solenoid, just like that, student, and axis, that is what? Axis of the solenoid, this one, and the wire which is kept in this manner. So this is the length of the wire. Axis of the solenoid, suppose that current is passing through this one, and axis of the solenoid, that is what? Towards left to right, and wire which is kept normal to the axis, lies inside the solenoid near its center, normal to its axis. Both the wire and the axis of the solenoid are horizontal plane. The wire is connected through 2 leads parallel to the axis of the solenoid to an external battery. This wire is connected with 2 wires with external battery, which supply a current of 6 ampere in the wire. Current flowing in the wire, that is what? I dash, that is what? 6 ampere. What value of current with appropriate sense of circulation in the binding of the solenoid can support the weight of wire? And G, that is what? 9.8, and we have to find what the current passing through the binding of solenoid that supports the wire. It means, student, the wire which is kept inside the solenoid, and we know that when current is passed through a solenoid, magnetic field set up inside in the solenoid. We know that magnetic field inside solenoid in the middle solenoid, that is what? We know that B equal to mu naught Ni. N, that is what? Number of turns per unit length. So that is what? It can be written as N by mu naught Ni by what? N, that is what? N, that is what? Number of turns per unit length. And student, this is the magnetic field which is set up along the axis of the solenoid, and the magnetic field inside the solenoid being mu naught Ni, and its value is what? Mu naught Ni, and mu naught value, that is what? 4 pi into 10 to the power minus 7, and total number of turns, that is what? Each turn contains, that is what? 300, and number of layers, that is what? There are 3 layers of wires, and each turn and each number of turns contain each layer. Each layer, that is what? Number of turns contain each layer, that is what? 300, and there will be 3 layers. So total number of turns, that is what? Total number of turns, that is what? 3 into 300. So total number of turns, that is what? 3 into 300, and current flowing, we have to find it. And this will be what? Length of the solenoid, that is what? 60, and it can be written as what? 60 into what? 10 to the power minus 2, and this is equation 1. And student, what the current passing through the winding of the solenoid that support the weight of the wire in which current is flowing, that is what? 6 ampere. And student, listen, suppose that wire, the weight, the wire which is current flowing in this wire, that is what? 6 ampere. That is what? 6 ampere. Suppose that current is flowing in here. Magnetic field, which is, suppose that is magnetic field which is produced by the solenoid inside. Current carrying conductor, that is what? Current carrying conductor is placed. Current carrying conductor is placed inside the magnetic field of solenoid. So what the force experienced by this? The force experienced that is what? If current is flowing, that is what? From downward direction, magnetic field horizontal direction along the axis. So direction of force acting the wire, that is what? Upward. So this direction. So the current which produce a magnetic field inside the solenoid, and current carrying conductor which is placed inside the solenoid, and these current carrying conductors experience a force, and direction of the current must be what? Upward direction, so that force balance the, so force acting on the wire, that is what? In upward direction, and this force balance the weight. So force experienced by upward force experienced by wire, due to magnetic field, that is what? Solenoid. And this force can be written as, that is what? F. You know that ILB sin theta, and this is kept perpendicular to the magnetic field, so angle between them is what? 90. So ILB, but current, which I? Current, that is what? I dash. L, that is what? Length of the wire, that is what? L1. Magnetic field, this one. So student, I dash we can be written, that is what? 6. L1, that is what? Written 2 into 10 to the power minus 2, and B, that is what? This B can be written as 4 pi into 10 to the power minus 7, that is what? 900 I by 60 into 10 to the power minus 2, and this 10 to the power minus 2 cancel out. 6 danger, this will be, and this 1 cancel out. So student, force acting on the wire comes out to be that is what, 4 2 ja 8, 8 pi, or 4 2 ja 8, 9 ja 4 2 ja 8, 72, 72 pi, this will pi, and this will be what, 10 to the power minus 6 Newton, and also that is what current, that is what I. And this force, this upward force balances the weight of wire which is acting. So upward force which balances the weight of wire. So this upward force balances the weight of the wire, and this upward force which is equal to what, 72 into 3.14 into 10 to the power minus 6 into I, and weight that is what, mg, and mass of wire which is given, mass of wire 2.5 gram, 2.5 gram. So mass of wire that is can be written as 7 into 2 into 3.14 into 10 to the power minus 6 into I, 2.5 into 10 to the power minus 3, and G that is what, 9.8. So we have to find what the current flowing through the binding of the solenoid that produce a upward force on the wire that balances the weight of the wire. So I can be written as 2.5 into 9.8 into the power minus 3, 72, 3.14, 10 to the power minus 6. And student, and after solving this, current comes out to be that 108 ampere. After solving this, current comes out to be 108 ampere. So current is, that is what comes out to be that, and listen, current comes out to be that in this case, student, 108.3 ampere. This is the, you can solve it, after solving this value comes out to be that 108.3 ampere, and this is the answer. Next question, question number, student, question number 27. Question number 27, listen. A galvanometer coil has a resistance of 12 ohm. A galvanometer coil has a resistance of 12 ohm, and the meter show full scale deflection for a current of 3 milliampere. How will you convert the meter into a voltmeter of range 0 to 18 volt? And student, here how the galvanometer is converted into voltmeter. So I have already explained in the theory that a galvanometer is converted into voltmeter when a high resistance connected in series with a galvanometer. Then galvanometer can be converted into voltmeter. So in this case we have to find what the value of high resistance comes out to be. And student, value is given, question number 27, that is galvanometer resistance, that is what, 12 ohm, and the meter scale give full scale deflection. It means what, full scale difference is galvanometer current which completely give the full deflection of galvanometer needle, which is Ig, which is 3 milliampere, and V which is given 0 to 18. So 0 to 18 volt we have to, and student, you know that R, that is what? V by I minus G. This is the formula to find the high resistance which are connected in series with what? Galvanometer. You know that high resistance which is connected in this, and only that is what? Ig current which is flowing them, and potential difference total, that is what? Point A to B, that is what? B. And using Ohm's law we can find R equal to what? V by I minus G. So what the high resistance connected in series with a galvanometer, then galvanometer is converted into what? Voltmeter. So student, so high resistance here, V that is what? 18, and I that is what? Here we put, this will be Ig, because in this diagram already I have explained that Ig current is give the full scale deflection, and this is R and this is B. So here Ig, so Ig that is what? 3 into 10 to the power minus 3, and G that is what? 12, and student 3 6 ja, and it comes out to be that what? When it's 6000 minus 1200, and it comes out to be student 5988 90 88. So this is the, so 5988 ohm resistance connected in series. This is very high resistance compared to the galvanometer resistance. Galvanometer resistance 12 ohm, and high resistance which is connected in series with a galvanometer to convert galvanometer into voltmeter. So here high resistance comes out to be that 5988 ohm. This is the answer. And next question, question number 28, student, and listen, it is also based on galvanometer. Question number 28, listen. A galvanometer coil has a resistance of 15 ohm. A galvanometer coil has a resistance of 15 ohm, and the meter shows full scale deflection for a current of 4 milliampere. This is what? Ig. How will you convert the meter into an ammeter of range 0 to 6 ampere? And student, so first of all we have to write the what the value given. So question number 28, value given, resistance of galvanometer which is 15 ohm, and full scale deflection so by the galvanometer, that is what? 4 milliampere. It can be converted into milliampere. It is converted into ampere. 4 into 10 to the power minus 3, and ammeter range which is what? 0 to 6 ampere. And student, and we have to find what the shunt resistance. And student, you know that is what? You know that this will be formula for what? Ig to G by I minus Ig. And this formula I have already explained to you that when galvanometer is connected in what? When galvanometer is connected with shunt resistance, total current, that is what? I, and this part, that is what? We have to say that is what? So total current is, that is what? I. Only Ig comes to here. Here comes out to be that shunt resistance, that is what? I minus Ig. And then again, so a low resistance connected in parallel with a galvanometer, then galvanometer is converted into what? Ammeter. And we know that potential difference in parallel combination, that is what? Same. So PD across S, that is what? S. V equal to IR. PD across S means what? resistance into current, and here PD across G, PD across S equal to PD across what? G. So this will be what? G. And we have to find S. What the shunt resistance, small resistance connected in parallel with a galvanometer. So formula comes out to be that IgG by what? I minus Ig. You know that this formula, and this is the formula Ig minus IgG by I minus Ig. I, that is what? 6 ampere. Ig, that is this one. And after solving this, so student, you know that a galvanometer is converted into ammeter. We can, so a low resistance coil connected in parallel with a galvanometer, then galvanometer is converted into ammeter. So what the shunt resistance? Shunt Ig, that is what? 4 into 10 to the power minus 3. Galvanometer, that is what? 15. I, that is what? 6 ampere. And this Ig, that is what? 4 into 10 to the power minus 3. So 66 into, that is what? 10 to the power minus 2. 15 4 ja 66, that is what? This one. And that is what? 6 minus, student, it can be written as 0.004. And this 0.6 into, it can be written as 0.06 by, this will be what? And student, after solving this, after this comes out to be that 5.996, and after solving this, it comes out to be that 10 into 10 to the power minus 3 ohm, or that is what? 10 milliohm. 10 milliohm. So 6 minus 0.004, that is comes out to be that 5.996, and after solving this, it comes out to be that 10 into 10 to the power minus 3 ohm or 10 milliohm. So shunt resistance, that is what? Very small compared to the resistance of galvanometer. So small low resistance, a small or a low resistance connected in parallel with a galvanometer, then galvanometer is converted into ammeter. Thank you.